All right, welcome to the Adventures of Alcaraz podcast. My name is Julian Alcaraz.
And I'm Miranda Alcaraz, and this is week 6 to 7 of the pregnancy update. We just announced it to the world like a couple hours ago.
Yeah, well, we didn't. The guys on the team released the episode a little bit before we had anticipated, and then...
We woke up to DMs of people saying, oh my gosh, I just heard the news on the podcast. And we were like, wait, what? We have this whole amazing video that we created, that Salvi here created, and some people had already known. So before we let even more people listen to that, we hurried and threw it up at like 8:30 in the morning, which was definitely not the plan.
No, but it's okay. I mean, we're excited that everybody, the community knows and everything. And
I also just watched, so we've been keeping like a video log, like a vlog. I've been filming a lot of stuff on my phone, and then randomly you'll film some stuff here and there, and then the guys on our team will capture some clips since we found out. And the first vlog is like 49 minutes long, but it's the first like whole 3 weeks and like the backstory. And I watched the whole thing. It's really good. Nelson did a really good job with it. So if people want to follow along with it there, they'll be able to do that too. Lots of no makeup and me just waking up in the morning. I feel like a lot of
realness, though.
That.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the realness, though. And that's what's awesome.
Yeah. I was talking about earlier in my car, I made like a little video for that vlog actually. Talking about how now that we've announced it, I'm super pumped and it feels like a weight off my shoulders, but like a different weight put on my shoulders, because now it's like, oh man, like, if something were to happen or something, now it's going to be super public. And just, not that it wouldn't have been anyways at this point, but.
Yeah, for me, for sure, it's been being understanding of why, because I'm always very like, everything's gonna work out fine, things are great, but knowing that you went through that experience of the miscarriage in January, right? It just, it's understanding that you have every right to feel a little scared. But, we had our appointment on Friday, which was really cool to see, the little blueberry.
Yeah, before we get to that, though, we got to talk about the rest of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's rewind here. How did you feel at the beginning of the week?
This week
we had my mom out of town.
Yes, and that probably added to what I was just about to say. This week was, for sure, emotional hormone hit me really hard, like multiple times over and over again. I had a super not cool breakdown. Once again, if you heard the story of my last pregnancy when I threw the lacrosse ball through the window, the dogs.
Yeah, it was.
They just...
Sometimes, you just want to, like, how you're feeling, and then all of a sudden, these we have 4 dogs that are super chaotic.
They're so chaotic. None of them get along with each other. They all have their own, like, issues, and it sounds really bratty to say that these dogs are such a big problem, but they really are really annoying.
Yeah, that's just...
we love them each individually, but...
Yeah, they're just... it just has a lot of stress sometimes, unnecessary. They're just loud, and we want a nice little calm morning, because Knox is very playful and happy in the morning and everything.
He's rowdy, yeah.
But...
Well, the problem is I've been feeling this, like, this week, what has hit me hard is I had, like, really bad brain fog. Like, I couldn't concentrate. I felt like it was taking me twice as long to do everything when I would try to send emails or program workouts or do the descriptions or enter the workouts or anything like that. I just felt like I couldn't think. And it was really strong. And so because of that, I do feel like I'm slow and it's taking me a long time to do everything. And I'm also just so tired.
Yeah.
And the dog day, the day that I freaked out at the dogs, what happened was one of the dogs you had to clean one of the dog's butts.
Yep.
Chungo.
It's just like poop attack all over.
Yeah, so Chungo had a poop attack, and then Midgie had like poop clumps stuck on his butt hairs. They just need haircuts is really what it comes down to. And so he was like rubbing them all over the rugs, and then when I was cleaning up some of the poop off of the rug, Ewa had thrown up on that same rug, and I just I had already felt like I had taken so long to try to leave the house, and I was just barely ready to leave.
Yeah.
And that all happened. So I freaked out. And then I was trying to clean his butt, and I was already so nauseous.
Yeah.
And I was like the
It's
only
gross.
one home, and I was
Yeah.
like, ugh, like dry heaving, trying to do it. I was really irritated. Really, really irritated. So that was like an anger emotional outburst for sure.
Yeah, but you overcame for sure, and now it's knowing that some of those are going to happen still, you know, and
Yep. I also got really mad at Knox during the live the other day during the workout. This is like another emotional outburst. It's not something that I would typically do. I very rarely lose my temper at all with Knox. For some reason, it's easier for me than with like the dogs or whatever. But you and Salvi were working out, and you guys were doing full squat snatches with barbells in the garage. And he, of course, because we always let him be in there working out with us, but whenever there's barbells going overhead and then all the way back down to the ground, it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Because he's just not aware of what's going on, and you guys are moving so fast, and he kept wanting to go in there, and he was trying to get the jump ropes, and it was right by Salvi's bar.
Yeah.
And it was just dangerous, and I was having like a panic that he was going to get hurt. So I had to grab him, and he was crying, and he was mad at me and hitting me because he wanted to go back in. And I kind of freaked out on him a little bit on the live and had to carry him away, and I got a little mad at him.
Yeah, that's normal. From a guy's point of view, I know one of the things that we talked about is making sure that you always be as understanding as possible, because while those emotions are really high, it's hard not to take things personal. But then like taking a moment to step back and realizing that you're going through so much and your body's feeling so much that when you start processing that, we'll never understand what you're going through. Like men will never understand what women are going through, because you guys are the ones going through all the changes, right? So as, you know, the male figure, you just have to literally work on yourself as well, and realize that you have to be the most supportive during those times. And again, just as hard as it may be, just realize that it's not a personal attack. It's just being there for the support that's needed. I know I had a lot harder time the first time around, I mean, because there was so much more going on during that time. But this time around, it's just realizing that I don't know what you're going through. And so just doing your best to just try to connect and just be there. And sometimes you don't always have to say something. You just have to give a hug.
I feel like they're all emotions that, like, the dog's doing that at any point would really irritate me. And Knox doing that at any point would really, like, frustrate me, because he's just not listening and he's just being bratty. But it just takes it like to a whole level that you can't even, and you're not in control of it. So it's not, I mean, you can control putting yourself in those situations, or if you feel it coming up, but I mean, you can't really control it.
Once the emotional flood starts happening, it's gone. It's an explosion.
The other two emotions, because I would say this week I've been more nauseous here and there, and the exhaustion is definitely at an all-time high too, but the emotions are the biggest difference this week. I had some really 2 days actually where it hit me really, really hard that my relationship with Knox is never going to be the same. And I mean, one night I like cried myself to sleep.
Yeah.
Because we're busy. I mean, it's Sunday right now, we're recording this, and we'll go do some more work today, and we work 7 days a week, and it's always constant.
Yeah.
And I already feel like I don't spend nearly as much time with Knox as I would like to.
Yeah.
And so I really got remembering this week about those first 3 months with a newborn. That thing is attached to me.
Yeah.
And Knox is used to, when I'm with Knox 100%. And we're snuggling, and we're playing, and we're coloring and drawing, and just feeling that there might be any chance whatsoever that that's going to hurt his feelings, that's not how it is anymore, like really crushed me.
Yeah. Like
really bad.
One of the things I'm really glad that you've done is push me to read the books that you've been reading when it comes to the child's brain, because I'm realizing, trying to navigate through those situations, right? Because, you know, the kid's mind is very delicate, sensitive, you know, and how to approach those situations the right way. It's
Yeah,
been
what's
really
that
good.
book called? We'll mention it on here so that you guys can listen to it. What is it? Do you remember? Something Mind.
Yeah.
The Whole Brain Child.
Whole Brain Child, really good book. It's just understanding as much as you can. For some of you guys who don't like reading, then don't read it. Audiobook it.
Yeah, of course.
Because that's just a lot easier. With the audiobook, you have no excuse as to, not reading books. But thank you for helping me, because it is going to be sad. When you brought that up, I remember I was having Knox be like a little terror show because he didn't get the best nap, and he was so wild, and I was just like exhausted and tired. I was like, oh my gosh. And when you brought that up that night, I just made me process like, okay, let me reset and enjoy these next 7 months.
Yeah.
Of just him being there, and that being our only focus, because then sharing our love with another little human.
Yeah, and that's another reason that I'm really glad that we have the street parking community, because so many of the people in our community are parents, and now we can ask the questions like, hey, how did you guys do this? Like, how did you deal with this? Like, it's not always just us telling our members what to do from our perspective, but we have all of them to ask stuff too. And so I'm excited definitely for that.
I know you were super pumped about our appointment on Friday and going to see the ultrasound, just because we have our Hawaii trip coming up, and you're starting to get to a point where your body is changing and more visible. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so the ultrasound appointment, we tried to get an appointment for the ultrasound and with the doctor, but we're leaving to go to Hawaii 2 days from now, and they didn't have a doctor's appointment available until we were supposed to be gone. And I could not go to Hawaii and have any sort of like good time if I had not seen this baby's heartbeat yet and know that it's like growing properly and everything's okay. So they said that they could still get us into the ultrasound. And for multiple reasons, like I do think that it's super obvious the way that I look that I'm either pregnant or I've been just like hammering burritos or something. Like one of those two things I think would have been obvious to our members. I've actually been really weird. I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't been on the lives. I try to stay off the camera, and I haven't really been posting too many like workout videos or anything because I can see it clearly. Like you filmed me yesterday, you said you could see it clearly, which is pretty normal for your second kid for it to show up so early. But yeah, so I was excited to get that out of the way, so that we could do the announcement today, so that in Hawaii, if I'm feeling tired or if I'm just like feeling like walking only on this trail run, or if I feel super sick on the boat or don't go on the boat, that
you have a reason, like people understand.
People think that I'm not just like, oh, she doesn't want to hang out with the members. Yeah. But then the other thing is obviously like that was so exciting for us to go and do that. I was just so scared of that appointment. I know. Because I know so many women now who they've gone to that first appointment and it's not what they were wanting to see, or there's something wrong, or it's not growing, or the heartbeat's super low or something. So that was really scary. And they told us that the heartbeat is 127 beats per minute, which of course I Googled like 18 different ways on the drive home, and it appears that that's fine. Yeah. They told us it's fine.
It's got a little heart beeping, pumping, which is awesome.
Yeah. So we saw it, and how was that for you?
I loved it. I mean, it's just, I remember feeling that feeling of emotion when I saw Knox's. It was a little different because we heard Knox's heartbeat. We didn't hear it this time around, but seeing it just again is just like a confirmation of the journey that we're about to embark on, and just growing our family. It's just so cool. And
I guess so, just so people know, because this is something that I was expecting to hear it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like a California thing or just at different hospitals or whatever, but they did the regular ultrasound just on top of my belly as opposed to the one that they do from the inside, which is what they did for Knox on his first one. And I guess basically what she said was we can see the little bean in there and we can see the heart beating. So there's no need, and we can see the speed of it. So there's no reason to go through that whole thing, which was good news because it's doing so well that we can see everything we need to see, but it was also sad because we didn't get to hear it.
Yeah, there's something about like the sound of the little heartbeat, but I know we'll have more look forward to when we come back from our trip and stuff.
Yeah. The other thing I've been feeling on the emotional scale, like this week was really tough, and we were talking about it maybe even last night or the night before, whenever we went on our date to go see that movie. Friday. Is I've been feeling like, and I don't know, it's probably like a combination of the brain fog plus the anxiety before the ultrasound plus just being tired, but I felt like kind of introverted and almost like I'm super snuggly and cuddly and like want all the physical affection from you at all times. And I've honestly been like a little bit closed off and not really wanting to talk or be around anyone or anything. And I didn't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, but I'm glad that we had that conversation just because I know that was really weighing heavy on your mind, and it was hard for you to express that without me feeling like you were going to hurt my feelings. Yeah. But again, that's why I said just trying to be as understanding as possible as the husband, because I knew where you were coming from, and I just wanted to respect that and know that, hey, I'm here to support, knowing how I already know how you feel about me on a regular, so knowing that you're feeling that right now, it's just a moment of like this, your body changing, and again, because we don't go through that, unless I just decide to house McDonald's for the next 9 months. But, so I get it. And, I was able, I think for you telling me that, I felt you feeling comfortable after that, more connected, which is great.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, other than that, things are going good. Like workouts, I've been consistent still, haven't missed workouts. Did like a team workout this week and tried to take it kind of chill. Yesterday's workout was brutal. Yeah. But definitely kept a pace and allow myself little water breaks and always do the, I don't know if I've talked about this yet on the podcast, but I'll immediately when I'm done walk 400 meters. Mm-hmm. And I should be able to do that and talk and everything. So, yeah.
Well, now we're on to week 7.
Oh, this week I was starving too.
Oh, yeah, that's
starving. Right. Only like the last 2 days, I would say. Yeah. Super starving. But I haven't done anything crazy. We might get our pizza tonight. No? Yes? I know you're trying to get all lean right now, but.
No, that's cool. That's totally fine. Just making adjustments on my other side. It's fine. It's cool.
We'll see. We've been doing. I
don't think we have though. We haven't been doing.
We
that.
did it the last 2 weeks.
Oh right.
For the pizza.
Oh, that's
but we
right.
get like a tiny little pizza and have like 2 slices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll reevaluate this later and see how we're feeling.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this Hawaii trip with just watching everybody eat poke all week because it's the best poke place in the world. They do. It's so good. And I'm just going to be like, okay. I've actually read, because I've been Googling about the poke, that it's totally fine as long as it's a reputable place. But like,
you just don't want a chance to risk of getting sick.
No, because then you blame yourself if something happens, and it's just like, why put and then you're stressed out about, oh my gosh, should I have not eaten that? So
yeah, it's mostly the chance of getting sick from raw fish, is more common if you're getting it from a place that's a B rating. But yes, if you're at a very reputable place. But again, it's just personal choice, and you're making the choice to just hold off on it for the next 7 months.
Yes.
I try to not have it around you as much as I can.
Got some meetings with doulas coming up and stuff like that when we get back from Hawaii, so we'll be able to talk about that because we loved the whole doula midwife experience.
Heck yeah, we did.
So a lot coming up, and especially it'll be great now because we'll be able to share it weekly, as opposed to waiting to release all those first 3 weeks at once. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're on to this will be this podcast is week 6 to 7, but the next one will be 7 to 8.
Yes,
I think 8 will be a cool milestone.
It will.
And I'm really excited. We'll be doing that from Hawaii.
And then soon, Jeb and Caroline will have their baby. So it's going to be a street park in HQ full of babies.
I know.
It's pretty cool, actually.
I know.
I'm really excited for that. Just for like Knox, Jeb and Carolina's baby, our baby as well. And, it's great. It's a good feeling. Well, thank you guys for listening to the Adventures of Alcaraz podcast. Again, I'm Julian Alcaraz.
And I'm Miranda Alcaraz. And if you want to follow weekly with the weekly updates for the pregnancy throughout the whole thing, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. There's also a vlog on our YouTube channel, and I'm working on getting some written content up.
Great.
as well.
That's
So
awesome.
lots of different ways you can kind of follow along and see, so that if you're on this journey or just interested in how this all happens, you can do that.
Awesome. All right, guys, we'll talk soon.